Hey Jim, it's really nice to be here in Knoxville. You want to go look at some grass?
It's great to have you, Michael. Let's head out to the UT Turfgrass Research Plots and have a look.
All right, let's go.
All right.
So what we're looking at, this is a trial evaluating winter or shoulder season, let's call it, traffic tolerance of Tahoma 31 at fairway height. The objective of the trial was to understand, we know we're going to have play in the shoulder seasons in Tennessee. Many of our golf courses might have over 100 rounds a day in November, ticking down from that in December, January, and February, and then as we get into March, well over that 100, maybe even 130 rounds a day benchmark. What are the negatives of that car traffic as golf play has surged post-COVID? We know the Bermuda grass is vulnerable at this time. We're trying to understand, will that traffic affect the Bermuda grass's ability to emerge from winter dormancy? What we did was we took rounds played data from some of our local golf courses and tried to simulate that. There's obviously limitations in doing so. When you think about a fairway, car traffic disperses and it kind of goes over the fairway almost in random patterns. Where here we can't do this in this small research plot. What we decided to do was simulate our worst case scenario, our car path entry and exit points, if you will. We have two traffic regimes. Our high regime averaged out over the 5-month arc from November through March is about 86 rounds a day, and our low traffic regime is just under half of that, about 40 rounds a day. And we can already see really big differences in green up as a function of that shoulder season traffic.
So show us the untreated, which is untreated, which means no traffic.
This is no traffic, Tahoma 31 here in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's got through the winter very well. This is a grass that was really bred for its winter tolerance and cold temperature tolerance. It's done really well in this trial. We come over to our right here. So this would be our high traffic rate. You can obviously see down the middle, there were no tires there, but where those tires passed, we have lost turf. We're down to the sand that's beneath this Tahoma 31 fairway. And if we go over one more, this is our low rate traffic treatment, about half that, roughly 40 rounds a day or so throughout that 5-month arc. Obviously ebbing and flowing with more rounds per day in November and March than we would have in January. And you can see we have a reduction in green up, but we do have some leafing out of that Bermuda grass. So the turf is there. This will eventually recover and green up, just at a much longer, a date that's much further away than what we see from that no traffic treatment. So the hope here is to understand the effects of that winter traffic on Tahoma 31 green up, to give superintendents some sort of deliverable to work with so they can have a conversation about being cart path only in the wintertime. And it might not be the entirety of the winter. You know, one of my pieces of advice to superintendents is aim high, right? If you aim to be cart path only all winter long, and you end up that maybe you're cart path only Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and you're off the paths for the weekend, well, that's a far better place than being off the path every single day, and is going to reduce the amount of traffic that's there. We have a lot to learn from this. This is just kind of a first pilot study, proof of concept, if you will. You know, things that I'm personally interested in is what does our fall nitrogen program do to help this turf emerge from dormancy? If you look at the nitrogen literature, we know that Bermuda grass green up in spring is largely driven by nitrogen content in the stolon tissues, and the most efficient way to get nitrogen into those stolons is with fall fertility. That's something we need to look further at. I think wetting agents can play a key role in this and maintaining crown hydration in preventing wind desiccation damage in the wintertime. So that's another wrinkle that we need to add in as well. I suppose a third wrinkle might even be some of our herbicide programs, ones that we know can really inhibit root growth on Bermuda grasses, and seeing if there's an interaction there as well. So a lot more to learn, but certainly a exciting first step in understanding this for superintendents in this region.
Have you done any statistics on these data yet?
We have not. This is brand new plot work for us. I think today is April 14th, so we're only 4.
Yeah, April 14th.
So we're only 14 days from out from even concluding the actual traffic that was applied. So you can see these yellow dots here, Micah. This is for digital image analysis pictures. The students who work in our lab are still gathering those pictures and tracking these through GreenUp. My expectation is that we will look at some regression analyses to better understand time to benchmark levels of spring GreenUp as a function of the traffic that was applied.
Good. Yeah, I'm just kind of joking about the statistics, because when you see this type of result where you've got this plot that has the turf worn away all the way down to sand, and then you have the adjacent plot with absolutely no traffic and it's already greened up and it has full coverage, then you don't really need to do statistics.
Yeah, you don't need an advanced degree in statistics for this one, and I think it's a good teachable moment, if you will, for the students as well, that research doesn't have to be super complicated, right? Like, this is something that largely I think we all know in the turf community, that if we run 100 rounds a day of cart traffic on a fairway when Bermuda grass is its most vulnerable, that can't be good, right? So it's a very simple project that hopefully will give superintendents something quantifiable that they can use to better their situation for winter play. So this is a TIFF 3D research green in Knoxville. This was planted in late May of 2024, grown in really nicely. This is the newest ultra dwarf cultivar to the market. Our group will be using this fall for our trial work looking at POA control programs on the ultra dwarfs. We had an old test site that was half TIFF Eagle, and the other half of it was Mach 1. You can see this upslope here, so that got its first application of Roundup and Fusilade last week to be renovated. It'll get more applications of that program. I think it has one more Roundup Fusilade app, then another Roundup app, plus a phrase mow. And then our plan is to plant more TIFF 3D in that site the first week of June, and then grow that in this summer, so that'll be a test site in the future. When this grew in through 2024 and into this winter, not enough POA pressure. You can see, if you look behind you, Micah, here, not really enough POA pressure to do a trial. So thanks to some relationships with good superintendents in the area, the team here and I were able, one of our golf courses has bent POA greens that one can make the argument are maybe more POA than they are bent grass, depending on the green. We took their aeration cores from one of the holes, loaded up a pickup truck, came out here, and then our farm manager, Bill Checkeye, basically top dressed this green with those aeration cores that were filled with POA seed. And our hope is to increase that seed bank so that when it gets into winter of 25 and spring of 26, our non-treated control plots have lots of POA for us to make good herbicide efficacy evaluations.
Are you worried about introducing bent grass as well?
I don't know that I'm worried about introducing bent grass. It would be cool if we had it as a species to do work on. But for us right now, POA is the driver, that there's so much interest and need in POA control programs for these services. If we get a little bent grass, then so be it. Our hope is to get more POA.
And you probably have some products that can take the bent grass out, don't you?
There's a few. You'd be surprised though, bent grass is harder to kill. You know, the joke is bent grass is hard to kill when you want to. When you don't want to, it's easy. But yeah, there's options. So what we're on now, this is a latitude fairway block at our research farm with a heavy POA infestation. Like, if you look down here, what you'll see is you will see just incredible POA pressure, right? We have no herbicides have gone in this block for 2 years, and that's by intention. We under-fertilize this. We'll traffic it from time to time. Really, it's benign neglect in terms of management to try to get as much POA to germinate and be as part of this canopy as we can, and we have succeeded. This is latitude. We have Tahoma to my left. That'll be the same. And what we try to do with our trial work is we do most of our POA work in fairways on 419. We've been in our same 419 plot for several years. We're going to rest that plot this year, let the POA that's in there grow and seed out, kind of bulk back up that canopy, seed bank, if you will, and move all of our plot work into here. We want really high pressure because we want to know as a research group, if a treatment works well here under this level of pressure, we can have a high level of confidence that, as you know, Micah, when it goes to a golf course where the pressure will be less, it's going to work out there too.
Yeah, this you look at this at the right angle, and it looks like a POA fairway almost.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not. It's Bermuda grass emerging from dormancy with beautiful, beautiful research grade POA.
So will this be for post-emerge and pre-emerge product?
Yeah, it'll be for post-emerge products and pre, and more likely what it'll be is programs where, you know, I'm one for my work with superintendents and what we do in trials. POA management in the Southeast is a multiple app program. Depending on where you are, that might be 3 applications, might be 5 applications in more southern climates. Just kind of depends the length of time you need protection, how you go about doing that and spacing those apps apart.
Well, Jim, thanks for all of that valuable information. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, my pleasure, Michael. You're always welcome here in Knoxville.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.